I'm going back to basics. This is kind of a crazy story, but I was supposed to come on here and tell you about something completely different. But yesterday night, I had one of the first big epiphanies in a really long time. Today, I was supposed to announce that I have a bunch of freebies and things that you can buy from me from all the experience that I have as a marketing communications manager, a sales manager, a content creator for 7 years. But I had this sense of anxiety. Honestly, not even because I didn't think it was gonna work or it's not good, but because it didn't feel like me. The funny thing is, I was actually looking for photos for May the 4th today. I couldn't get any content this year, so I was just going back into my previous content so I could post it today just to give you some inspo in case you guys are going to May 4th celebration today. As somebody with ADHD, I went a little too far. I ended up scrolling all the way to the very first picture I ever posted. And I was literally telling Derek, my husband, I felt so emotional last night. Not crying emotional, but it was heavy in my chest. He asked me why. And I told him how when I started being a creator, it looked so fun. I looked so happy. And I can vividly remember how I felt making content, posting content. It wasn't about algorithms and how many likes and how many follows and how many shares, all of the numbers that ruin the fun time. When you know you have to take it seriously, when you want to do this professionally, when you're going to get those brand deals. I think the crazy thing is I've focused so much on the numbers and not so much on my content anymore. And my content is what brought me joy. My content is what made me happy. I am a creative at heart. If you don't know anything about me, hi, my name is Emily. I've always had a creative life. The moment I was in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, getting to be in art shows, fun fact about me, I knew, I'm not gonna say I know because I haven't practiced, but I knew in my lifetime how to play 7 different instruments. I've won multiple awards when it comes to art and music. I played marching snare in my drumline, and everybody in the drumline used to call me mom because I loved my team. I wanted us to be perfect. And at the age of 13, I picked up my very first camera. It was a Nikon, not a Canon like I use now. And it wasn't even that it was mine. It was actually my older brother's. He was in high school at this point. I was still in middle school. I'm not really sure, but he had to buy a camera for school. And as soon as I got a hold of his camera, I did not want to let it go. I was fascinated. And honestly, it makes me a little emotional. I'm not sure why. I have no idea why I'm getting emotional. Okay, I'm back. I never wanted to give his camera back to him. Like, I've always had a fascination with creating content and taking pictures, and I've always been obsessed with it. It's never left me. I've never been bored. So I actually started my content creating somebody behind the scenes. If you guys are OG here, I used to have a clothing brand, not a clothing brand, but technically, yeah. I used to make t-shirts. I used to make my own artwork. I would physically draw out on Procreate, put it on a t-shirt and sell it. And I had that for about 2 years. I had brand reps. It just got really dark, so hopefully you don't see that change. And that's how I started. I started with meeting some of my brand reps, them becoming my closest friends at the time, getting to do photo shoots with everybody, hanging out, and just having a great time. I look back at all the people that I've met here and it brings me so much joy. It makes me so happy to know all the things that we've shared and the memories that we have. Today was supposed to be the announcement day. Today was supposed to be, hey guys, I'm working on this. I'm doing coaching. I'm getting all these different free products for you, building all these systems. I'm building all these things that will help you that I wish I had, especially as a brand new creator or somebody who's been burnt out before. But neither one of those are me anymore. I'm not a new creator and I don't feel burnt out. I'm actually so excited to create again. I'm so excited to just do what I love. And I think seeing those pictures of me when I first started being a creator, first started getting in front of the camera, and I'll pop up pictures here. There was a point in time where I couldn't afford an annual pass. I couldn't afford going to the parks every now and then, so I would have to be creative in my photos. Nothing stopped me. And I think it blew my mind how easy it was for me to be that creative, think outside the box, and to not really care about the engagement part. I remember counseling friends that were all growing up as creators together. They were all so into the numbers, and I was never really into the numbers because I was obsessed with creation and posting because I loved what I did. If you ever need inspo because you can't get to the parks on your next visit to Florida, I highly recommend Disney Springs and the resorts. Seeing who I hung out with then at that time and how much fun we just had taking pictures and being so girly and whimsy. It wasn't serious. And now as a creator, like for me personally, I don't know if any of you guys feel this way, but I feel like I just can't have fun anymore. In my mind, I went from 0 to 7,000. There's something there, right? And it's almost like because I have more eyes on me, I've been trying to be more serious in my content, or like more quote unquote professional, like in my poses, in my modeling, and it feels unnatural. If you know me in my personal life, I am rambunctious, can be very quiet, be very blunt, really sarcastic, funny, and very childish. I'm neurodivergent and I can be really awkward. I love all that. I feel like you can't see that in my pictures or my videos because I've been in front of a camera for so many years. I know how to act in front of a camera. I know how to be professional. If you know me, I don't cuss much, but it comes out every now and then. All to say, I looked back at my photos and I just felt like, wow, there you are. There I am. Where has she been this whole time? Where's that happiness, that whimsy? And the crazy part of it all is I spent so much more time doing my content creation then than I do now. Now everything feels so strategic. It's almost like I'm spending so much time on that part, the strategic, the analytics, the numbers, the professional side of social media. I forgot what content creation is all about and why I even love it in the first place. And typically when people would say, oh my gosh, I love what you do, tell me how you do that, tell me how you do this, people want to know from me, is because I was so deep in my craft. I didn't have to tell you guys, oh, I have this freebie here, I have this there. I would just do it. I would just live my life. I would just show you and I would just be happy with it. And you would be happy with it because you know that I knew what I was talking about. Even in my professional work, when I was in my element, was when people would come up to me and say, oh my gosh, I love what you've done with this video. I love what you did here. I can't believe you did this project. I can't believe you met this person. All these different things. And to me, it's not that it didn't feel like a big deal, but I was so in my element. And I think it didn't dawn on me that that was the importance. That's the thing people are looking for. It's very long-winded, but I wanted to get all my thoughts out. This account has been trying to change into something that it's not for many months now. And it's not gonna go that way. I've been trying to force my creativity into a professional hole, and that's not me. It's never been me. I know how to be professional. I am professional. But my social media has always been my creative outlook, has been always something that no matter what I was going through in my life, I would spend hours and hours on my social media and it never felt like work. And even in those quiet moments without social media, I turned to drawing and coloring and painting and pottery and all the things creative, anything I can do with my hands to let my creative spirit be free. And now I'm back. I am so looking forward to being a content creator again. It won't be about what's in my link in bio. There was a point in time in my life where I was at a high. I was creating all the time. I was making YouTube videos that I actually loved, like super loved, and we'll be getting back to that. I'm just really excited. I think that I'm not worried about it, but I'm anxious about it. Is that if I haven't said this yet, I will be doing this full time. The thing that I'm most anxious about is going back to how many hours I spent on YouTube video editing. If you know, you know. Half the project is making the videos, having the eye and getting the angles and getting the storyline. The other half is editing. I absolutely love both, and I can spend easily 10 to 12 hours a day, if not more, just creating content and editing and coming out with an amazing story for you guys. All to say, super excited. I cannot wait to be editing all the time. Because I love what I do. I can't wait to show you what I come up with. And there's resources there if you'd like them. They will be updated every now and then, but it's just there if you want it. Other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing May the 4th. Don't forget about Revenge of the 6th. The 6th, guys, the 6th. Everybody puts Revenge of the 5th. It's not Revenge of the 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo and then Revenge of the 6th. That one sounds like Sith. Guys, come on. Sith. 6th. It's the 6th, not the 5th. Okay, love you guys. Bye.